know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it back there. Yeah, I got game, got in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Google signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. Today, as you can see, we have a returning guest. If you have not checked out our first message together, then go back a few weeks in the YouTube library and go check it out. Because I'm telling you, she is an incredible personal development and mindset expert, using her teachings under Bob Proctor himself to truly help people tap into their potential and succeed. And that's exactly going to be our goal today for you, to make sure you move into 2025 your best potential, successful, confident self, so you can achieve all that you want to achieve. So you guys, please listen up and take this message in. I'm grateful she's here to share her knowledge. Once again, I give you Helia Oghani. Helia, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here.
Hi, Billy. Thank you so much for having me again.
Yeah, no, it's last time our message, you and I flow so well together on these topics, and people resonated with it. And more questions started to flow in on these deeper topics, whether it's energy, whether it's manifestation, trying to make sure we achieve our goals. So to have you back on, we got some questions to dive into today, but how have you been since our last talk?
I've been doing great. And as you said, I think the reason why we flow so good and people feel it and they resonate is because it's our favorite topic. It's my favorite topic. It's my whole life, my whole career, and I can feel the same for you. And I've been watching you, your social media, you're doing amazing, and it comes from your heart. So when something comes from heart, people can resonate. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing great. I've just focused on delivering value, creating content, supporting my clients, and all things manifestation, which is what we love.
Right? No, I completely agree with that. It's at our heart center. It's what we're meant to be doing in this world, in this universe, but it's what we're meant to teach others. So our energy is always resonating in that sense. But after our last message, you actually had a free workshop you put together, and you have another one coming up. So we're going to dive into it at some point in this interview, in this topic, but I want to throw it there now so you can start to get people's minds jogging on it. What's the next workshop you have coming together for people?
Yes, thanks for asking that. It's actually a masterclass. It's called Wealth Manifesting Masterclass. And I usually give these events once in a while, for once every few months, for free, so that people ask me, why do you do these events for free? And they are not pre-recorded, they are live. And each event is different because I am different, because I am, as many other people as yourself, we're growing and expanding all the time. So as I'm growing and expanding, these live events are growing and expanding. They're not pre-recorded, they're live. And I really tune in with the audience and deliver what the audience needs. So nothing prepared from before, maybe just a few bullet points. But the reason why I give them for free is because I want people to really, first of all, I work with the laws of the universe, because I follow Bob Proctor's teachings. And one of the things I learned from him is the law of cause and effect. So this whole universe is an orderly universe, and we can get into that deeper later. But one of the laws is the law of cause and effect. If the cause is delivering value, serving first, by default, the effect will be people, connections, clients, abundance. So I'm not worried about giving something for free, because I know how the universe works. And also, it is good for people to really, if they don't know me, come to these events to get a feel, like, who am I? What do I teach? How is my style? And really connect with me on a more intimate level, because usually they're 5 days. This time it's only 3 days, because I know that we're end of the year, holiday season, people are busy. So I made it a 3-day event, about 1 hour, 1 hour and a half each day. And it's really for people to connect with me, know me, trust me, and hopefully if they do, they can join and follow and join my inner circle and group coaching. If not, totally fine, they can do the free event. It's so interesting. The last event I did just a few weeks ago, I got a few amazing clients, and some people who couldn't afford to join, but they still got so much value. Their mindset shifted. They started to act and behave differently in their business. They started to get different results even within a week of a free live event. And the next one is going to be on December 9th. So December 9th to 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Perfect. Oh, I love all that. And that's the beauty of it. Whether someone signs on or not, they're taking this knowledge and it's shifting them. We shift ourselves when we learn something new, a greater insight, or for people that are recognizing a aha moment or a sartori moment, when you have a internal shift in your belief systems, in what you think is possible. Your faith grows in those moments. So for people to come in and really learn something, but to sign on with you is phenomenal. But even the ones that might not have, and they are able to process this in their own way and start to apply it, that is a great shift in the world. And to connect to the other pieces you touched on, cause and effect for sure, an act of serving and just putting it out there for everyone else in that sense. I always love studying the laws of the universe, because I think most of the world, or people that step into this topic of the universe, always gravitate to the law of attraction, because it's usually the one in main media and everything like that. But I love teaching people how there are other laws, and laws of cause and effect for sure is one of them. I always love to teach on the law of resonance, because we always look on the law of attraction in the sense of I need to attract it to me. But in actuality, we have to resonate with that which we want to manifest. I mean, we have to become it. So for you to put out there your acts of service and showing the gratitude of your heart where you're trying to help others, that energy puts out there to resonate with abundance, to bring it back to you. And I think that's something we overlook, because we can say, I want this, I want this, I want this. But what you're resonating with is the fact that you do not have it. So you get more of what you do not have.
Yes, I love that. I love that you touched on that, because Bob always said, so you're right, absolutely. People mainstream, they all know, not everybody, but majority of people have heard about the law of attraction. That's just one of the laws. There are so many laws in this universe. And Bob always said, my mentor, Bob Proctor, law of attraction is the secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration. And everything vibrates in this universe, and these are science. These are not woo woo. These are not spirituality. Like, if you take anything, even a stone, a piece of rock, under a powerful microscope, you will see that it is not solid as we see it. It's moving. Everything is moving. Everything is based off energy. Everything is vibrating on different levels of frequencies. The same energy that is in water, is in steam, is in ice. It's the exact same thing, same movements. It's not the same movement, different frequency. Different levels of frequency create different visuals for us. But everything is made of vibration. Our thoughts are made of vibration. Our whole being, we have a vibration, we have a different frequency, and we attract based on our vibration. And simply put, we attract, exactly as you said, who we are. So if I am delivering value, if I am serving, if I am helping in any way that I can, that's my vibration, a vibration of help, serve. What do you think someone like that is going to attract? Only things that are on that level, right? Exactly. And it's not about wanting. It's not about law of attraction. Think about what you want and close your eyes and you're going to attract it. No, it's about your vibration. It's about your feeling. So simply put, feeling is an awareness of your vibration. So if you want to know what is your vibration, think about how you're feeling. It's the exact same thing. So if you're feeling scarcity, lack, not enough, I'm not going to serve because I need to get paid first, that's a lack mentality. Therefore, you're going to attract more lack. So, and also another distinction is, which is really important to understand, because people watch the movie The Secret and they think about law of attraction and they think about, just let's think about what I want and be happy and I attract it. It's also not about being happy. Like, happiness is great, but I know, I'm sure you do too. I have clients, and people in general, I talk to people all the time. There are people who are really happy, but have scarcity mindset. They have a lot of limiting beliefs about money. They think it is hard to make money, or they think money comes and goes, or they think money doesn't grow on trees, or it's struggle, it is a grind. So it's not even about feeling happy. It is about, what are you thinking? That thinking, what is it causing you to feel? Are you feeling lack? Are you feeling scarcity? Or are you feeling abundance? So that's also important to remember.
Yeah, no, I think all that is so powerful for people listening right now and watching right now. And it's so funny. I feel like down the line, you and I will have to do a workshop together, because what you just touched on is greatly what is a major piece of the workshops that I lead, in the sense of teaching people how powerful our thoughts, our words, and our actions are as it relates to how we feel in our belief systems and how we create in this world. So in the sense of what I like to teach is, our emotions, our emotional guidance skill essentially is, yes, like you touched on your feelings, but the term emotion stands for your energy in motion, and how you direct your emotion or direct your energy into the motion that you want to feel, aka joy, love, appreciation, or down the list of fear, depression, grief, etc., throughout the entire aspect. You direct it by your thoughts, you direct it by your words, you direct it by your actions, because connecting it all together to what you touched on, everything is vibration. Everything is energy. Your thoughts are a unit of energy. Your words can shift energy, and your actions naturally, as we know, changes energy, because you're now moving in a different direction. So when we put the pieces together, you start to move forward, or start to attract in or resonate at that which you want to manifest. But that actually leads into the first question I wanted to ask you, in the sense of, for people listening right now, I reached out to people, got questions, and gathered from our audience to make sure we had the right questions to ask Helia with her expertise. And we both just touched on the first question of being able to shift your belief system, and techniques to do so. Because if we're going to talk about vibration, our thoughts, etc., everything on that light, but it's the underlying factor, the foundational point is mindset, what you set your mind to. Most people don't even realize what their belief system is, because we're so far on the go, go, go. We don't realize that the underlying belief could be the limitation that's preventing us from receiving that which we want to manifest. So, Hali, if someone comes to you and they ask, well, and they're trying to manifest something astounding, incredible, money, abundance, relationship, whatever it is under the sun, they're trying to do that, but it's just not happening. And you have to step into their belief systems, and you find that they don't even know that they have a limiting belief. How do you address that with a client that comes your way in belief systems?
That's a great question, Billy, and that's literally the 6 months program that I offer. It's Bob Proctor's program. It is called Thinking into Results, and the whole purpose of the program is to understand what are our limiting beliefs, because as you said perfectly, we don't know our limiting beliefs so many times. We might know some of them, we don't know all of it, because it's just so ingrained within us that we are so used to it. And this is that through that window that we see the whole world, it's us. We don't see it. It's our blind spot. And that whole program is how to realize what are your blind spots, what are your limiting beliefs that are stopping you from manifesting what you want, and how to change them, how to reprogram them. But to answer that briefly here, to help with the person who asked the question and the audience, first of all, if you want to know what is your belief, or what is your belief system, or what are your beliefs, look at your result. And don't blame anything outside of your mind. So if you can honestly look at your result, look at your bank account, look at your success in your business, look at your relationships, your health even, and rate yourself from 0 to 10, not blaming the outside circumstances, situations, not blaming the economy, and thinking that my result is a direct reflection of my internal belief system. That's the first point. Then you will understand where you are on that scale, how limited your belief system is, or how good it might be really good in one area of your life, not in the other area of your life. And then write down what you think about that area. Let's say, for example, you're not happy in your business, the way that is going, it is hard. You've been trying so hard to manifest a fulfilling business, it's not growing. Write down, what do you think? We are so powerful. Our mind has all the answers. It's just about asking the right questions. And again, not blaming the outside circumstance, situation, and people. Take all the responsibility, take control back. With taking the responsibility, you get the control back. and ask yourself, why am I getting this result? What is it that I am thinking about a successful business? You would be surprised how many people, I would dare to say 90% of people who start a business or who entrepreneurs who want to work for themselves, on one hand, they want success, they want business, they want fulfillment, they want money, they want clients. On the other hand, they have beliefs like, if my business grow, I'm going to be so busy, I'm not going to be able to enjoy life. What is the self-sabotage? Then it's self-sabotage. We self-sabotage ourselves without even realizing that. Or we think, if I get too busy, I wouldn't be able to handle my business and it's going to get out of control and I'm going to lose everything. Or if I make a lot of money, I have to pay a lot of taxes. And I know these because that was me. And anything I share, I just want to tell everyone who's watching this, I've been there. I lived that. I know. I've had those limiting beliefs. It's hard to make money. I remember my dad used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. We all have those limiting beliefs, and it comes from generations ago because of the world wars we went through. It's a deeper conversation, but the majority of people have those limiting beliefs. So really ask yourself, what are my beliefs about success, and what are my contradicting beliefs? Really think about your childhood as well. When you think about your childhood and remember your parents, how did they live? What was the lifestyle? Was it saving coupons? Was it holding on to the money? It was hard for them to spend? These are also your beliefs, because when you were a child, those conversations, those ideas, those belief systems went deep into your subconscious mind. And belief is just an idea, a thought that has been repeating itself through parents, through our upbringing, school, media, when we were kids. And so the first step, obviously, is realizing those beliefs. And if we take enough time and we really ask good questions and we really be honest to ourselves, understand what are our fears, we will realize some of those limiting beliefs. Even if you realize one, that's perfect. Just start working on one belief at a time. In fact, don't do more than two, Bob said, because you can't change more than two habits at a time. And then the way you change it, it's all about repetition. So what is that limiting belief that I have? What is a contrary belief that I would like to have, which is empowering, which is going to help me to grow and manifest? And every day, focus on that belief and repeat it to yourself, even in your mind, or write it down. But these are the things that we can do on our own. But honestly, the best way is obviously to have a mentor, to have a coach, to have someone who can look at us from a different perspective, because we all have our own perspective, and our perspective is being controlled by our own paradigm. So it's really sometimes tricky to change on our own. And that's why sometimes people keep reading books, mindset books, self-help books, watching YouTube videos, and they get frustrated and they think nothing is changing and this is not working. It's not true. Things work, but sometimes because we are in it, it is hard for us to see our own blind spot.
Right. Yeah. I love all of that. And for people listening, rewind that if you need to, because that right there is such a key intervention you can do for yourself, and asking yourself, my beliefs, my contradicting beliefs. That's a starting point. But I agree with Helia right now of, you can get so far, but I think we are in a world where so many of us are trying to shift out of those generational beliefs. People listening, you can call those generational curses just as much. I know that's a term that gets passed around just as much, but those stem from belief systems. And what was passed down, as Helia was just touched on. And, Helia, you gave your example in the business standpoint. I'll touch on my own example of, I was going through a manifestation or a mindset course myself, probably last year, trying to level up, trying to see what was the limitation in myself preventing me from achieving these results. And my manifestation block was actually a unconscious or a subconscious belief that was set when I was probably 5 years old. And I sat there, and for people listening right now, you could be anything. With me, it was trying to grow myself, trying to grow my goals, my business, relationship, the whole 9 yards, trying to achieve that. And it wasn't happening for so long. And I do trust the timing of everything, but you have to go through stages so you can get to the timing of that which you want to manifest. And for me, the timing that was I was in, the stage I was in, was recognizing the limiting beliefs that were holding me back. And in that, I had to go through a deep meditation process that led me back to 5 years old, where I was essentially like with my family, but they had to go do something and basically left me alone. And I sat there and they were searching, where's Billy? Where's Billy? Because they realized I wasn't there. And I was just sitting there playing by myself. But in the meditation, I went back to where it was just me. And basically me now talking to my younger self. And in that moment, the 5 year old version of me decided I'm going to have to do things for myself from now on. So take that concept to now, I'm 31 now. I had a limitation that was preventing help from coming in. And I would get frustrated years ago of like, why does no one like reach out to help? Why does no one like try to like throw a bone out this way? I've been pursuing this for so long. What people you see people reach out hands here, but it never happens. And I would never let it get to me for so long. Like, all right, it's gonna happen when it happens. Just keep on going, keep on going. But in the world we live in, like if your heart's open, people can come in to support you. But if you have an internal belief that's blocking it from coming in, you're going to get frustrated that no one's reaching out a hand. So I had to go heal that belief essentially, where it's like, oh my goodness, and then show myself the love that 5 year old was looking for, where, hey, you aren't alone. Help is here. Help is always here. Help is on the way. To take that now, it's like you feel a weight off your heart, but a weight off your shoulders. But that was a deep root belief from 5 years old. So a lot of the limiting beliefs or subconscious beliefs we stand on, we don't even realize because they were set from 0 to 7 or 0 to 9 years old. So on belief systems, people listening, like do the internal work, but having a mentor, having a coach come in, the outside force that can ask the right questions to make you and help you go back to those moments is so healing. So I echo everything Helia is touching on, but I'll pass it back off to you.
Beautiful. I just want to add something. That was such a beautiful story to share. And sometimes when we talk about like childhood and things that happen and formed our subconscious limiting beliefs, people think, well, I had a good childhood. I didn't have alcoholic parents. My parents were not divorced. I don't think there's any issue in my childhood. But to your point, a 5 year old, a 3 year old, a 2 year old would not have their conscious mind built yet, and there's so much that they don't understand. Like if they are alone for a few hours and like dad is at work, mom is in the kitchen washing the dishes, they might develop the fear of being abandoned. They might think that they are being abandoned, and that if repeated only a few times can really create that belief system within a child. You don't need to necessarily be going through trauma in your childhood. Anything small for a child, because they can't think, because they don't have their conscious mind developed yet, can be really traumatizing, and not traumatizing to the level that it's going to stop you from living your life, but it will create those limiting beliefs that we're talking about. um, and yeah, that was great that you went into meditation and you realized that and you worked on that, and we all can do that. Again, we all can do things on our own, and it just takes longer with the help of a coach or a mentor. Is just more direct and you save time. And yeah.
Right. That's the love. And as much as, as you touched on, a lot of people focus on external factors, or that's the reason I don't have this, or she or he's the reason I don't have this. But you're pointing at yourself. Everything that we need is here. So that external factor, completely agree in the sense of don't point at someone else. You have to focus on yourself first to be able to achieve results. But having an external person who's achieved or helped people in the way that you need help to come in, and again, questions are the most powerful thing in the world because they direct your mind. So to have someone come in and ask the right questions that direct your mind to the right answers in the right areas you need to go to heal or to create more empowering beliefs is the best thing a coach or mentor could do. And that's what Helia and myself get to offer people. And it's powerful, but it's so fascinating. It's so interesting to see someone take it, go through the process, and then they're well off on their own. And that's the beauty. That's helping people's the name of the game. But Helia, I love all of that. And that kind of guides into the next question, because I know we wanted to touch on areas that lead into the new year and new year goals and everything. So I think the next two questions that I have are going to help people with that. And I think the first one, I'm kind of thinking what order I should ask him, but I think it'd be fun to ask this one first, in the sense of whether it's the new year goal people have and they're trying to manifest something, or whether it's just a goal some people have been manifesting for however long and it hasn't happened yet. I think with manifestation, people need to understand the concept of patience and not rushing or chasing something because they're putting the energy out there that's not here. But at the same time, I think people need to understand how to troubleshoot manifestation, because I think there are so many techniques out there. And there's, as you said, there's so many books. People can run to this book and that book. But, the first question would be, what's the process of patience in manifesting, or people getting to a belief of, oh, this isn't working, and then they create another block essentially? So how do you help people with the patience factor?
I love your questions, Billy. These are such amazing questions. And again, this is something that I struggled with. I wanted everything yesterday. I wanted my business success yesterday, clients and everything. And it's so funny now that I look back 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, and I was in real estate a few years ago, and it was so hard. And I wanted to get I wanted to become an award-winning agent, getting to the luxury real estate market, and it seemed so far-fetched. And when I look back now, I look at it as it's like it's a very short window of time that I achieved all of that. But when I was in it, it seemed really like it's taking too long. And the same way in my coaching business. And I feel like it's the case for a lot of people, especially if you're really passionate about what you do and you really love what you do. You want to see the results right away. But to your point, actually hurrying and being in a hurry state and rushing and being impatient, those are not really good energy and vibrations you're putting out. Because again, you attract how you feel. So if you're feeling it's not coming, it's so hard, why is it taking too long? That's exactly what you're attracting. The universe is telling you more of that, so it's not coming. It's getting too late. It's taking too long. It's really important to understand another law of the universe I'm going to share with you and your audience is the law of gestation. It's so interesting that in our physical world, in our 3D physical world, when we, for example, when we plant something, when we plant seed of flower or vegetable, like if we plant a carrot seed, we know it is not logical to go back there the day after getting really upset, even a week after, where is my carrot? We know it takes time. When a woman gets pregnant, the husband is not going to go to her within 48 hours saying, well, where's the baby? We know it takes 9 months. Everything takes time. We live in a time-space reality on this planet Earth, at least. We don't know about other planets. On this planet, it's a time-space 3D planet. There is a gestation period for everything. The mind is like a soil. The same way we plant seeds in the soil, and we know that it's a process and it takes time, and we give it time. We don't go dig it up the seed. We don't mess up the process. It's the exact same thing with our ideas and our goals and our manifestation. The manifestation, it's a process. It takes time. Your ideas, your goals are like seeds. You are planting them in your using your conscious mind first, and then through repetition, your subconscious mind, you're planting those seeds. You're watering them every day through your manifestation process, whatever it is, for weeks, for months, sometimes years. Who knows? The thing is, we don't know the timing. The timing is the only thing that is not up to us. And another thing that is for sure is that your manifestation is absolutely for you. The timing is not sure. The thing that you think about and you're passionate about and you have a desire for, it is yours. Otherwise, God, universe wouldn't give you that desire. So it's absolutely yours. The only way people mess up the whole situation and they think, as you said, eventually they say, well, it's not coming, I don't believe in it, it's not working, is when they go dig up that seed, they question it, they think it is not working, they bring limiting beliefs and really doubting it. Doubt is such a limiting energy. When you start doubting it, you mess up the whole manifestation process and it goes to zero. So you just need to know that everything takes time. Your manifestation is working. Just because you're not seeing it doesn't mean it's not working. There's a quote, I don't know by who, that says the evidence of, I forgot. I forgot, but just because you're not seeing the evidence doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It is happening in the background. So many things happening in the background, in the subconscious world, in the spiritual world, in the energy world that we are not seeing physically. So you have to give it some time. And then you asked something else that is really important. You said, now how do we do that? There's so many different manifestation methods. There's a lot, and people can get confused. And I agree with you. There is a lot going on, from vision boards, beginning of the year. And I've done it all. I've done vision boards. I've done affirmations, writing things down, recording my voice, repeating things. Everything works. These all work. But to me, after all these years of really studying manifestation, mindset, and really changing my life and my clients' lives, the most powerful manifestation method and the work you can learn and work on is the identity work and the self-image. Such a great practice. You are not going to attract to yourself anything that is not in alignment with your current self-image. And self-image, by self-image, I don't mean the way we look like. I mean the idea of yourself, the concept of yourself, who you think you are, really deep down when you're alone on your own. Who do you think Billy is? Who do I think Helia is? Do I think I am shy? I'm introverted. I'm extroverted. We give ourselves so many labels. Get rid of those labels. Labels have been given to us through life because of a couple of experiences that we've had. You don't need to keep them. You don't need to carry them. You can change it. You can give yourself a new label, whatever you want. So the beauty of this work is that you're outside, everything that you have, everything you're experiencing is a direct reflection of your self-image, your identity, who you really believe you are, how deserving, how worthy you believe you are. And nothing changes until you change that. And the good news is you are the only person who can change that. You have all the power within you to change your self-image, your identity, the way you think about yourself, the way you know yourself, who you really believe you are. You can change that. And it's a practice, it's a process. But when you change that, your manifestation, it's again a law of vibration. You attract what you are in harmony with. So self-image and identity, I would say, the most important manifestation practice.
Yeah, no, I completely echo that. I think that's perfect. And I always find it, when I came into the topic of manifestation myself, usually the ones that stick out to you are the people that, yes, are out there teaching it. And some of those teachers will tell their stories and they manifested something completely overnight. And then that gives people the imagery, the thought of, oh, I can just do X, Y, and Z. It's going to happen like this. I love to tell everyone that comes into the topic of manifestation or comes into trying to understand what the universe is teaching you or growing in a sense for your life to achieve these goals. Since every single person is different, since the heart's desires, the dreams, the goals, everything that are put on you specifically are so different, it will come to you at the time that's meant to come to you. So if we're sitting there and we're trying to manifest something out into the universe or trying to bring it towards us, whatever it is, and it's not happening, but when you're going in the process, you're taking action there, you're focusing your thoughts, you're doing the entire process, and then a pain comes in, or then something falls apart, or then you get the complete opposite of that, what you want to manifest comes in. I think what people need to understand is that is one of the greatest steps you can take into manifestation, because usually things have to fall apart to clear the way. And when we are trying to manifest something, as you just touched on, Helia, self identity, the self belief aspect of who you believe you are is at the core of everyone. We need to see ourselves as an incredible light or an incredible being in this universe and that can achieve and manifest at will, because that's what we were called to do. We're created in the image of a creator. But for people to grasp this right now, if your self image isn't, or self belief isn't what you were called to be, and you manifesting your goal is going to get you there, things are going to have to happen to change your perspective and your focus point, your mindset, to help you see all that you are. And that could be pain in a sense, because you could be so attached to a belief of yourself that God, the universe, source has to shift you in some sense so you can see clearly. And then I have found that in myself where connecting on the you said the law of the gestation aspect, where it takes time for something to grow. When I start pursuing my life as a coach and a speaker, and having these desires and seeing them come alive for a moment and then slow, and then a moment and then slow, I always noticed it was whenever I'd go through a painful moment, it was like a birthing process where, as you touched on, it takes 9 months to have a kid. And if we use that as the example, when a woman is having a kid, it's an extremely painful moment, but you get something beautiful on the other end. More often than not, we have to go through that 9 months, however long it would take for something to manifest, to get to the point of it's about to happen. And then there's a painful moment, yes, and then you have something incredible. That's not telling people right now you have to go through pain to get that what you want. I'm not saying that at all. But if pain does happen, trust that it was meant to happen to help you move forward, to shift your belief systems about yourself and about that which you want to manifest, to see if it can come to you. Because that's the internal work. And the only purpose of us being here as souls and spirits is to help us understand who we actually are. And we're all at different levels. And the people that can manifest that well, I believe, is at a much higher energetic level, a higher being. And that's a whole different podcast for a whole nother episode. But in that sense, trust that what you want to manifest is going to happen. And whatever technique you choose to put into effect, it is working. Believe that it is working, but also believe and have patience, but believe that it's here now, because everything is the present tense. So the I am statement is so powerful. I know we're kind of closing on time, but Helia, touch on the present tense aspect of manifesting, because I think a lot of people, when I can remember this. I'll give my own example. I wrote down, got a giant poster board, wrote down all the goals I wanted to achieve one year, put it on the wall, and just let it be. And I'd look at it every single day and just keep going, and they weren't happening. And I sat there, and then probably I forgot about it, left on the wall. I come back to it probably a year and a half later, and I look at it. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this. I got the I am statement, but I'm taking the I am statement and putting it into the future. So I manifested it, but it's in the future. It hasn't got here yet. And so most of those are here now in the sense. But at the same time, if we write something or say something is, I'm going to have this, or it's going to happen, we're telling the universe, hey, not yet. It's going to be there, but not yet. And so how does that pop up with your clients in helping them understand how powerful they are, but needing to be in the present moment, the present tense, so you're not pushing it off? How does that pop up for you?
I love that. And I'm going to share something that actually I came up with this idea. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I don't know if anyone else has come up with this idea, but so what I learned initially from Bob a few years ago was that, as you said, you write down what you want in a present tense, because you don't want to put it in the future. You want in the present. So I am living in this beautiful ocean view mansion. I am driving my favorite car. And Bob always said, start with, I am so happy and grateful now that. So in the present tense, which it works. It's great. Another thing, and I feel like there are different manifestation methods. We can connect with different things differently. We are not all the same. We are unique. Our individuality is different. So different things we might connect to different methods better compared to the other ones. So I took this writing it down in a present tense to another level, because I thought about, sometimes I journal like important events that happen in my life. Like if something amazing happens, I write it down. I want to remember it when I get older. So I have a journal and I write down, yesterday this happened, that happened, or or something great happened or something bad happened. And I thought to myself, I never write down I am doing this and doing that. I write down the things that happened yesterday. I write down in the past tense. Like yesterday was such a beautiful day. I went for a walk with my sister, or we celebrated my niece's birthday. So right now, what I do, and I recommend my clients to do, and I feel like from what I'm seeing, we're getting faster results. But again, do it, practice it, see which one resonates better with you. I write down in present tense. I write down as if it has already happened, and I am looking back and I'm appreciating it. That I purchased this property on a this ocean view property last year. I am so happy that I did that, and it feels so amazing. Now you can continue in the present moment. Now it feels so amazing being in this house, but kind of like as if it's already happened, and you are documenting it. So it is real, it is done, it has happened, and you're putting it on a paper, you're documenting it as if it has really happened. But as you said, the whole point, I am, even if for people who are religious, you know that I am is I am. These two words are the most powerful words in the whole universe. Whatever you say after that. And I want to also encourage people, because we're focused on manifestation, which is great, and what we want. Also pay attention to the negative things that you're saying and you're putting after I am by habit. Sometimes you don't even mean it and you're joking, but universe doesn't get any joke. Universe is like, I deliver you whatever you say. Sometimes people say, I'm such a loser. Oh my God, look at me, I'm such a loser. Or, oh my God, I'm so tired. Pay close attention to what you put after I am, because you are manifesting more of that for sure.
True. Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I love the past tense example. Oh my goodness. I've never even heard of that. You gotta write a book on that. It's not out there yet. You gotta write a book on it.
It really makes sense to me, and when I write it down, it really evokes a different kind of feeling compared to when I write it in a present tense. So just the whole point of all these practices, by the way, is to change your feeling, your state of being. So when you do these practices, pay attention how you feel. When I write it down in a present, in a past tense, as if it's already happened, and I'm just documenting it for the sake of documenting it, it makes it more believable for me, and it makes me happy. I really connect with it on a deeper level. So it's a perfect timing of the year to really think about 2025, not in the future. So this is the practice. Think about it the way that you're going to write your goals down, your New Year resolution, which we know what happens to the New Year resolutions. 97% of people go back to their previous life by the end of January or beginning of February. So instead of having New Year resolutions, think about you are at the end of 2025 and you're looking back. What have you done? Where did you go? How did you spend your time? How was your first quarter, second quarter, third quarter? How did it look like? What did you accomplish? What memories did you create? Where did you live? Which relationships did you have? How much money you earned? Really go to the end of 2025 and look back, create the year, your best year yet, the way that you want.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's perfect for people to move into the new year with, and it makes me think back to when I started pursuing this. I had a, I started giving it to my clients. It's a topic and intervention I created. It's a video on YouTube years ago of me teaching this, but it's called futuristic backtracking. It wasn't meant to be a year concept. It was meant to be a life concept in a sense where we know the life, we know who we want to be, we know the goals we want to achieve, we know how great it's going to feel, everything like this. So if that's your end result, you kind of like a treasure map, you put an X at the top of the page, and then you backtrack and you take one step back and you sit there and like, all right, well, what did I do? If I was already at this level, had to get there, what would I do? All right, now you at back point one, then you go back. Okay, back, and then you go back, and you backtrack your way all the way where you are now, describing what steps you would take to get there, to get there, to get there, get there, if you were already most of the way there to your achievement. But then when you take a step back, you're done with this intervention, you have your entire roadmap to get to your dream, to get to your life that you want. And you just sit there, all right, who I am now, who I want to be, what did that person do? Backtrack it, future to present. And so in this concept, that's like a grander sense, but in this concept of being able to look at 2025 in the sense of, all right, 2025 is done. It's 2026 now, on the verge. So December 31st, what did I do in 2025 that I loved? What did I accomplish and everything? Let me go back and do it. Well, we're going into 2025. Now you can start the process of achieving that concept or manifesting it. I love that, Helia. As we start to close this, I want to touch on one piece that you brought up prior to 2025 that I would love to give an example for, and it's when we are manifesting out of negative self-talk and negative self-belief in that sense, without even realizing it. And I had a coaching client, love her. Her name's Cheryl. She's out of Canada. Incredible woman. But I started with her years ago. We finished up coaching now. But to give people an example of how a coach can step in and just kind of help you kind of shift the negative self-talk you don't even realize you're saying. And Cheryl would come in. Her goal was to just truthfully experience positivity, experience happiness, wanted to experience a positive and happy life. And we started the sessions, we started going to things, and probably about 2 sessions in, she had to reschedule one day because her car set on fire. And she goes, Billy, I'm not going to be home. It's on fire, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, no problem. Do what you have to do. So we go into session probably a couple days later, and we're on the Zoom call. I'm like, Cheryl, what happened? She goes, oh, don't worry about it. That's just my luck. People always say it's just Cheryl. That's just my luck. This always happens to me. And she made a joke out of the fact this always happens to me. And I had to catch her. I go, Cheryl, I got to ask you something. You always tell me it's just your luck. You always tell me this stuff happens to you. Because it happens so much on a regular, it's probably like every single week something happens that would be considered bad luck. Do you think you're manifesting it because you're constantly putting it out there and telling the universe, this is just my luck? And she had one of those moments where someone asked, and she's like stopped in her tracks, like, I never thought of it that way. I was like, Cheryl, what you're speaking and focusing on is what you're going to create. So if you're telling the universe, I have bad luck, it's going to, all right, if that's what you think, here, have more bad luck. And it creates that many more hurdles and walls for what we want to achieve. So for people listening right now, you might not even recognize the negative self-talk or negative self-beliefs you have. And that's the beauty of having a coach come in and ask the questions to help you rethink yourself. But you got to check up on yourself. You have to focus on you, as we touched on self-awareness and everything, self-identity, to be able to recognize, like, oh, I've said that so many years, and this makes sense to why I'm living this right now. That's a self-perspective, self-awareness process, but only you can do the work. Having a coach come in can direct you there and get you to your goal, but it's on you to make the decision to do so. But I know we're running out of time right now. Helia, it's been a blast diving into topics, and I want to get you on here for like 3 hours because I think you and I can just go back and forth on these topics, right? Right? We got to put a workshop together for people. But, right? No, okay. That's on the 2025 goals. I'll write down in my journal how great it went. You know, right? But tell people, where can they find you and where can they find more about your workshop coming up? And then you can give more details on that. There's a thumbs up for it. And then, right, tell them where they can find the workshop, more information on that right now. But also, where can they find you on your website, social media, everything we touched on last time?
Yeah, so the workshop, the free live workshop, is from December the 9th to 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. It's wealthmanifesting.com. I will send you the link so you can add it to the show notes. And I'm on LinkedIn, currently on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and all 3 platforms, my first name and last name, Helia Oghani. I still do have my Instagram. I'm not active there. But yeah, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Helia Oghani, and then Wealth Manifesting, www.wealthmanifesting.com for the event.
Perfect. Okay. Everyone, as she said, that's going to be in the show notes. You can go right there, click on the link. You're going to be able to find everything about Helia and what this workshop is. And as she said, these get put on every so often. They're not a constant occurrence. So this is your opportunity to lead into 2025 with all the knowledge you need to achieve what you want to achieve. So Helia, I'm so grateful you can bring this to the audience and what you put out there to the world. But I thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute blast. Everyone right now, I know we're closing on time. Please like this message on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up on below. Share it to someone who you feel needs to hear it. If you have a friend, if you have a coworker or a family member, whatever it is, that might be struggling with the process and they're getting upset on the manifestation process or the personal development and potential aspect, send them this video. Share it to them. Help them out. Do your part. Lend a hand. Not to even share myself or Helia, but to share the topics and techniques we touched about. And if they're interested in talking to Helia, reach out to her. If you guys are interested in a coach who can step in and help in the areas discussed today, from my perspective, head to BillyGLifeCoaching.com. You can set up a free call with me. I'm right there for you. Please subscribe to this video. That number, we just broke 20,000 as of like 3 days ago. It's incredible. I'm so grateful to have you guys here and watch these videos. But it allows us to get great guests, and that's why Helia is here. And I connected her right when we did that. So Helia, I thank you so much for being a part of this channel, and I cannot wait for the next one.
Thanks so much, Billy. It was amazing. It was fun like always. And yeah, I look forward to connecting again.
On to the next one. Perfect. Have a good one, guys.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back bay. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Buku signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things, don't even